Hello and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. My name is Amy. I'm an Administrative Services Manager here at Bagot. And I thought today, with it being June, people are going on vacation, we're out in the pool, and it's time to talk about some water smarts. So I'm taking these tips from the American Red Cross, but I have a little story first because, I just like to share that. And I got two new puppies and I love to talk about them. So they like to swim. We have a pool. It's not a huge one, but it's a little one, and they love to be in it. And even though they're golden retrievers, they know how to swim, but they're not epic at it. All right, they're okay. And then one of them waits till the other's in the pool and then jumps right on top of him. So we decided rather than panicking all the time, they're not allowed in the pool when we're not there. We'll talk about that as part of it. But even when we're there, it's a little disconcerting when you watch her jump on top of him and you're trying to get them both out of the water. And then, of course, they climb on top of your head. My poor husband, he's all scratched up. So we bought them some really cute little life vests. One of them is now a shark and the other is a mermaid. So I just thought, you know what? It's time to talk water smarts because we're out getting in the water. And whether it's the ocean or a lake or a pool, there's some things you can do to just take precautions when you're in the water, when you're around the water, even if you're not swimming. So first thing is know your limitations, including physical fitness and medical conditions. So if you're not ready to take that, 3-mile swim out and make it back, don't do it. Don't get in really deep water if you don't know how to swim, and especially if you don't have a jacket on. So never ever swim alone. Swim with lifeguards or a water watcher present. I know you can't always have a lifeguard, but at least don't be swimming alone. Make sure there's somebody around you. I mean, the worst thing you can do if you're in the ocean is get caught in the current. If you're in a pool, what if you get a cramp and you're in the deep end? And, it's just good to have somebody else around, right? Especially when we're talking kids. Never should kids be around water ever. It is actually the number one death of children, I believe. I'm going to have to double check that, but I believe if I scroll up on my page, it literally says that drowning is the leading cause of death for children. Together we can change that. So, see, that's why I was on this page. All right, next one. Wear a U.S. Coast Guard approved life jacket appropriate for your weight and size and the water activity. Always wear a life jacket while boating, regardless of swimming skills. So again, yours might not be able to be a shark or a mermaid if just to get it U.S. Coast Guard approved, but I bet they do have them out there because they have lots of cute things. Here's a good one. Swim sober. We all think we can do anything when we've had a couple drinks, but it's better if you're not drinking and swimming, or drinking and driving, or drinking and drinking and drinking and just all sorts of things, that it's better if you don't combine them, right? Understand the dangers of hyperventilation and hypoxic blackout. I'm going to let you Google that one. Know how to call for help. I've heard a lot of times drowning does not look like it does in the movies, right? They always show somebody flailing and gasping for air, and that is not at all what drowning looks like. They actually are usually calm and in the water and kind of sinking. So do some research if you're going to be out in the water, especially if you know there's not going to be a lifeguard around and you're the one who's kind of doing the watching. Do some research, understand what to look for. If it's you, know how to call for help, or let somebody know this is what I'll do. Maybe that's a good way to do it. Understand and adjust for the unique risks of water environment you are in. River currents, ocean rip currents, water temperature, shallow or unclear water, and underwater hazards such as vegetation and animals. Boy, my tongue does not want to work today. Anyway, there's lots of stuff to learn, to look for, to take into consideration. We want being in the pool and being in the ocean, being in the water, wherever we're going, we want it to be fun. We want to be able to enjoy it. But part of that fun is knowing that you're safe. So take some precautions, do some research, make sure you're being as safe as you possibly can, and then come and see us next week. Have a fabulous week. Bye.